Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
By definition.
Exactly.
Welcome back to Left Anchor. I'm Alexei the Greek.
And I'm Ryan Cooper. Today, we've got a melange of topics. I know I promised in our last show notes that this would be an episode with John Gans. Unfortunately, the Eris modem company has failed me. I went on vacation for 2 weeks. I come back and my modem has died an ignominious death. So we had to postpone the recording with John. That'll probably be our next episode, assuming the new modem I went out and bought from Best Buy doesn't die again. But yeah, here's hoping.
And I'm sure he'll be an even more eagerly anticipated guest with every week because his book keeps like making new progress. It was a New York Times bestseller now, and when we first started talking, the accolades had just started coming in. So by the time he comes on, I'm sure he'll have won like the Pulitzer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out. I have been reading it. I do think it's quite good. Damn it, yeah. The bastard.
Damn it.
How dare he be so much better at writing books than me? Anyway.
And damn it, he's a good guest as well. He speaks pretty well also. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, we thought we talked some newsy topics. We got a few. And
a few big things have happened, it seems.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of our listeners have been paying attention to the fall of the empire. But,
yeah. Well, I mean, in one sense, yes, but also Joe Biden is now king. And that's the first time
I'm just getting, this is coming in right now. There are plans for SEAL Team 6 to assassinate the 6 Republican justices. I hear soon Biden will be appointing 6 new justices. It will be a 9-0 sweep for the Democrats.
Yeah, right. Well, and even if he doesn't, it'll just be 3-0 all decisions. And, we joke, but like, I think that this decision, Trump versus United States, that is literally the case that Biden could do that right now, and it would be legal according to the Supreme Court. He could assassinate all 6 of the Republicans on the court, and he could not be prosecuted for it, according to them.
Well, because he did it for national security, although strangely also so it's a weird thing, and we'll get into it. But like, as long as it's a core presidential duty, then it's absolute immunity, and you can't question motives or anything like that. So. National security, I think, honestly, the Supreme Court is a real threat to our democracy. So it seems legit to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right. So we should break down a decision at least a little bit.
Let's give a little preview. So we're going to go into the 3 terrible Supreme Court cases, or at least 2 of them. The one about criminalizing homelessness, I don't know if we'll get in depth to, but that'll be like at least mentioned. Then we'll get into Biden the King, who, is the king is dead, long live the king, because the king seemed dead during the debate. And we'll get into that and some of the cries for him to drop out and all those speculations. And then if we have time, the far right in ascendance in France, Macron's dummy move to call for elections, and the first round of voting that just happened. So we'll hopefully have time for that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, first Supreme Court case, Trump's immunity case.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, for my read of it, again, I'm not a lawyer, but according to the analysis I've read, basically they have sort of 3 categories of activities that are either prosecutable or not. So you have absolute immunity for core, quote unquote, presidential powers. That's like pardons, communications with the members of the cabinet, command of the military, because he's commander in chief of the military. Yeah. Veto power. Presumptive immunity for other official acts. Yeah,
just wait. So official acts break down into these 2 categories. One is the core presidential powers. And one way to think about those is that they are not shared with Congress, right? They are exclusive to the executive. So that's a helpful way to think about those. But yeah, so then there's other official acts. So not core. Presumably other official acts are ones that also have perhaps congressional or other branches involved, right?
Yeah, you'd think like most of the regulatory state, that sort of thing. And then no immunity for private acts. And, so like the structure of it, I guess, is relatively clear. You sort of see what they're saying. Even though I think that they themselves do not buy this framework for a second. We listened to the clip, when the president does it, that means it's not illegal from Nixon. That's not the principle here. The principle is when the Republican president does it, that means it's not illegal. And
the courts get to decide.
The
right?
evidence of that, just there's another little case, I forget what it was called, but basically this court is forcing Biden to start selling natural gas exports again, or start approving export terminals for natural gas. Don't we have presumptive immunity for that? But of course not. It's Democrats. Democrats are presumptively illegal everything they do, especially when it involves protecting the health of the citizens or the working class or unions or anyone other than rich corporate oligarchs and Republican politicians. That's the end of the preview, folks. As usual, we like to mention that this podcast is sponsored by the American Prospect Magazine. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can subscribe at $5 a month if you want that, plus a free subscription to the website, plus the opportunity for a steeply discounted print subscription. You can do that if you so wish at $10 a month. And otherwise, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.